last week of June here from Mountain to Lake Realty Showcase here on Cable 12. I'm Bob Parcell.
And I'm Steve Furrow.
Thank you for watching very much. I really appreciate our viewers and what Cable 12 does for us to air this show.
Love for you to stop by the office if you're interested in buying or selling property. We're located at 195 South Main Street there in Uptown Rocky Mount. We have someone at the office from 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. They're all the time. Be glad to visit with you then. And if those hours don't work for you, then let us know. We'll be glad to visit with you when and where it is convenient for you. Bob, we also have a really good website, mountaintolake.com.
Yep, I use it frequently.
So if you're interested in buying and selling property or seeing what's on the market, by all means, mountaintolake.com. Reach out, you can see all the listings. Be glad to, it's a great resource for you if you're interested in that. So, Bob, we're going to Friday night, we got the big July
fireworks.
The fireworks here. Rotary does a great job putting that on, and so that's all a big event. So we encourage everyone to get out and enjoy that fireworks display. There'll be several going on here over the
I'm
weekend.
sure there'll be. I'm not sure when the ones are at Smith Mountain Lake. They try to time those a little bit different between the lake and Roanoke and the big show that Rotary puts on at the high school, but that's well attended and well appreciated, I believe.
Sure.
Big community event.
You bet. You bet. You got any big plans for the 4th?
It's too far in the future, Steve. Trying to get through this day.
I hear you. All right. Well, tell us about, speaking of the day, tell us about the market. What's going on in the real estate market, Bob?
Well, I'm still seeing a few more listings are popping up, Steve, but I mean, the biggest thing again is it's amazing how quickly homes are selling for. I mean, how quickly they're selling what they're selling for. I continue to think it's really a great market for sellers. That has not changed. I don't know what will change until there's just more inventory.
Sure. Supply and demand is in full effect right now, I think.
There's no doubt that's true, and we've said before, even though interest rates have approached being doubled in the last several months, in my opinion, there's just so few homes on the market. There's still enough buyers to come in and obtain the homes that are there despite the increased interest rates. If you are a buyer where that's made a big difference for you, have a really good conversation with your lender so that you know where you stand in terms of how much you're putting down in your monthly payment, so that if you found a home of interest, you're able to have a pre-approval letter and hopefully get the home that you want without spending a few days trying to figure out your financing and then the home being gone.
Yeah,
which is very likely.
In this market, that's for sure. So, Bob, let's take just a moment to step back from the real estate market itself, and let's talk a little bit about. I spent a fair amount of time last week on the computer doing some continuing education as a real estate agent, as a realtor. There's a test, there's a certain amount of hours you've got to put in to be able to obtain your license, and then that same education continues on in continuing ed that I just completed. But you've got to continue to do that to stay, to be in good standing with your license. And one of the
or to have a license.
Yeah, sure. And so one of those things that I spent a fair amount of time on last week was ethics.
Okay.
It was. Sometimes you maybe take things for granted, but when you take a step back and you think about some of the standards that we as realtors are held to, let's talk a little bit about that and kind of how that. Tell us about that, Bob. If you don't know anything about.
Well, I mean, I think there's a large distinction between simply having a real estate license and being a realtor. And to me, one of the biggest differences as a realtor, you must follow the code of ethics, which is a very detailed document that identifies, the professional responsibilities we're supposed to carry out. And if you don't do that, you can get a lot of trouble. But it has like roughly 17 articles of all kinds of standards of practice. First article, I think, is to your client's needs or your primary responsibility.
Sure.
But the good thing about it, Steve, you and I were talking about it, is that the code of ethics If you read it, it helps you greatly because it defines all the various scenarios you might come into as a realtor. For example, multiple offers, how do you handle that?
Yeah.
If I call up an agent and say, do you have multiple offers, there's rules that define how they need to answer that. And maybe they need to talk to the seller, get some permissions for things. But I think the thing I like the most about it is if you read that on a regular basis, about any scenario we could come into, it's there and it's presented for you.
Sure.
And it's, again, those standards of practice are really helpful, and it doesn't hurt to read that on a regular basis. I know Betty Kingley likes us to read those all the time. But a lot of as you know, the continuing education you mentioned is 16 hours. I think 8 is mandatory, i.e. defined. A lot of times that's fair housing and ethics, and others is electives you may choose in whatever you want to, like property management or different areas. But I think you were right, Steve. When you read the booklet on the Code of Ethics, all these standards of practice or examples of how situations come up and how you apply them are very helpful.
Yeah.
Well, if you just follow those, then a lot of thought. This is the National Association of Realtors, not just the Roanoke Valley and the state. So a lot of thought has gone into how that's written, and it's very helpful. And if you don't know how to handle a situation, you probably can find it there.
Yeah, there's a lot of helpful information there. And that, when you think about just doing business on a day-to-day basis, I think a lot of times it's easy we get caught up in the day-to-day, but I mean, they're really, when you think about someone that is a realtor, they've put the time and effort in to earn that, if you will, or achieve that, and that separates it separates them in two ways. It separates them from every other Joe out here, but it also they have to uphold to a certain standard. And
you don't. I can assure you, realtors do not want to violate any of the Code of Ethics.
Yeah.
I can assure you of that.
Yeah.
If
Well,
they want to continue having a license, but it's great. It's a great thing to read. I think it really helps our buyers and sellers. If we come into a situation we don't know how to encounter it, how to handle it, more than likely it's there.
Yeah. Well, I just
I hope you passed. You passed your test.
I did.
Well, good.
I won't tell you that I got every question right, Bob, but we did pass, and that's the important thing.
But it is pass-fail, right?
That's right. But that's the important thing. So with that, Bob, let's jump into some houses here, and let's talk a little bit about some things we've got to offer here at Mountain to Lake Realty.
Sounds like a good idea.
This first home, I think, is a brand new listing on Land's End Circle. We're pretty excited about this one. It sits on 0.32 acres, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. You see the 2-door garage underneath there. This Land's End Circle, it is a Union Hall address, so we are talking about water access a lot here. When we talk about, there's just lots of things to consider when you're thinking about lake property. This is a great one there in the Land's End subdivision. If you're not familiar with where that is, basically you would head east on 40 out of Rocky Mount towards Union Hall. You turn left on Kemp Ford, then right on Dillard's Hill, and left into Land's End. There, this one happens, you bear right there at Land's End Circle. This home is in the cul-de-sac, which is always, always a nice added when you're thinking about privacy. In the cul-de-sac is usually a pretty good spot to be.
Mm-hmm. It's a good section of the Blackwater River, in my opinion.
You bet.
Not too far from where Gills Creek runs into Blackwater, not far from Christmas Tree Island, I believe. Yeah. That's a good spot in my view.
So talk a little bit about Land's End subdivision real quickly. You've got some amenities there that include the in-ground swimming pool, sandy beach with a fire pit. You do have a deeded boat slip with lift and jet ski port. There's a boat ramp and a gated storage area as well. So those are just some of the things to talk about there within the Lands End subdivision. Here we're going to talk about the house that we've got here. As I mentioned, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, a little over 4,300 total square feet here with this home. So a lot to talk about. Obviously, you step inside and you see those nice hardwood floors. This is the great room here on the main level. Come around, chance to see that fireplace there. But, great. This is a great home, great place to do some entertaining, inviting over your friends and family, and you know that maybe just well, when you think about entertaining this time of year, Bob, you got. Yeah, there's lots of reasons to celebrate, as we talked about the July 4th celebration coming up. But, here you get a chance to see the kitchen area. Tons of prep space, work area here in this kitchen. A nice dining area here in the sunroom. Got to appreciate that. Step into the large master bedroom. A nice walk-in shower. Nice walk-in closet as well. Step out onto the back deck here. What a nice setting. See, taking in some fireworks.
The cover looks nice done with the fan this time of year.
Yeah. It's a great place to sit out and maybe watch a few fireworks there off the back deck. Another bedroom. Great walk-in here. Bedroom number 3, I believe. Lots of things to talk about here with this home. Way more than we're going to have time to talk about here, but give you a quick snapshot of all the great features of this home as we come around here to the lower level. But just tons of space, 4,300 total square feet. Bathroom on the lower level. Portion of the work area and the garage. And we showed you the front side of that on the lower level original picture. But, coming around to the outside, pretty maintenance-free home on the outside exterior. It's always a nice feature. Additional deck. We talked about the boat slip here. This is some of the great amenities there at Lands End subdivision. Swimming pool. So this is Lands End Circle and Union Hall.
Next we'll travel to the Callaway area for this home with 17 plus acres on Mission Drive. And Mission Drive is located off Bethany Road, Callaway Road to Bethany. They're right on Mission, first drive on the left. This property also abuts Algoma Road. The owner has a gravel drive in place almost to the state road of Algoma. It can be extended, but the point is the property also adjoins Algoma Road if you didn't want to use Mission Drive coming in. Very high quality materials in this home. Obviously it's a brick house, extremely secluded. 3-bay garage on the left. Altogether it is a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath home. And you come in the front door, it has an extremely nice open floor plan with a large dining area. You see it towards the kitchen, numerous bar stools. In the kitchen island is a walk-in pantry to the left of the wall oven you see there. It's a nice feature. Hopefully this picture shows you the nice recessed lighting and nice flooring and this open floor plan on the entry level. Great for entertaining through the double doors. There's a nice deck. Part of it is covered. The entry level has 3 bedrooms, all with their own private full bath, as well as a half bath, all on the entry level. Again, high-end materials. It's an extremely well-maintained home. There's also some square footage above the garage. Be a great place for an office or den or family room. That's what you see in this picture. And then in addition to the square footage on the entry level, there's a full walkout basement, as well as the square footage we showed you above the garage. It's a 4th bedroom and 4th full bath in the lower level. It's a great picture here showing you the back of the home. Nice walkout basement, double doors to the left, lots of storage. There you can see that nice covered deck coming off the open family living and dining area on the entry level. Of course, that enables you to have a dry patio underneath. I like this picture here. A good view of the 3-car garage there on the left. So again, if you're looking for an extremely private setting, not far from the Blue Ridge Parkway, this home is on Mission Drive of 17 plus acres. A mixture of open and wooded land, again, extremely secluded setting. I'd be glad to share a survey with you and more details for this nice home on Mission Drive in Callaway.
So now we're going to head back to the lake. This Waterside Drive. It actually has a Manita address, but a great 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath condo here in Waterside. You get a chance to see the garage here on the exterior. The nice things about these condos is it's pretty much maintenance free. When you think about going to the lake and enjoying it, you don't have to worry about mowing the yard. A lot of that stuff is taken care of. This happens to be in Fairway Bay, in the Fairway Bay subdivision. We'll step inside, get a chance to see this cozy area here. Got the dining area, you got the living room, kitchen all here on the entry level. But, you do have bathroom, office area, as well as this dining area here in front. The great nice shot of looking out the window there. You've got lake frontage there. Kitchen has been updated. Nice countertops. Here's that office area I talked about. This would be when you come in through the garage, you come into the office area in there. But step upstairs, you get a chance to see the nice master suite here. It does have its own private balcony, as well as a really newly renovated master bathroom with a tile shower, walk-in shower. It's pretty unique. There you get a bit better shot of that. But really nice. Everything flows really well there in this bedroom. This would be the 2nd bedroom upstairs, as well as the 2nd full bath upstairs. Again, a newly renovated shower there with the tile and glass doors. Very nice. Come downstairs, there's a place for the lounging and taking in of, just some downtime. Great spot to do that here in the lower level. It does have an additional full bathroom there on the lower level. So when you come in from the lake, Bob, and you need a place to maybe just get a little of that suntan lotion and a little bit of the lake off of you, this would be a great place. You just walk right in on that lower level, right into the bathroom and ready to go.
So if you mentioned it, Steve, it's very close to the bridge, a lot of entertaining and restaurants there. It's up there on the Roanoke River. You're very close to Hales Ford Bridge and all it has to offer.
Great point, Bob. And here we are looking at the backside of the home. You get a chance to see you've got that dry patio underneath, as well as a deck there on the entry level, and then of course the balcony upstairs off the master, which makes any way you want to slice it, you can appreciate the lake from several different vantage points here on Waterside Drive. This is a shot looking out the lake from the deck there on the entry level. Here we are on the balcony. And of course, the patio area. just not a very far little walk at all from the house down to your boat slip. You do have a deeded boat slip there. And then, of course, you've got some of the amenities that comes along with Fairway Bay. You see here, you've got this, I would just say, sort of a little conference area, which you could certainly reserve. And you've got the beach area there you could take in, as well as that a standing dock there that you could jump in and play on. So, just a great spot there in Fairway Bay. But this is Waterside Drive in Moneta. So we're going to shift gears. We're going to come back to Rocky Mount. And this is Knollwood Drive. You've got 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. So that's on a half an acre. Knollwood is very great, or a great location here, right in the heart of Rocky Mount. You step inside and you get a chance to see some of these hardwood floors. You've got a nice brick masonry fireplace here in the family room. There's built-in bookshelves. Here we are coming around to the dining area. Again, those hardwood floors, you've got to appreciate that. Here we are in the kitchen. Plenty of prep space here in the kitchen. Lots of storage. Look at those pantries. Around a little bit of a dining area. You step in the master. Nice walk-in closets. Big, very nice master bathroom, complete with a soaking tub. As I mentioned, it's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Give you some quick snapshots of those bedrooms and baths there. A lot to talk about here in this home on Knollwood Drive. So it's on half an acre. Plenty of space here to spread out. We think about a little over 3,300 total square feet in the home. Here we are stepping down to the lower level. Great space here to kind of create your own. Maybe it's a man cave, Bob. You could make that certainly into that there. Got some unfinished area for storage if you needed it. Never have too much storage. Here we are, washer and dryer down there. You step outside, very well taken care of, manicured here on the Knollwood Drive. Lots of landscaping, greenery. Great feature here, a home on Knollwood Drive in Rocky Mount.
Next we'll travel up to Walnut Grove. I believe that has a Callaway address, but it's very convenient to Wade Park. So, leaving Rocky Mount on 40 West, get on 6 Mile Post, take a left on Isa Lane and left on Walnut Grove, and some really nice homes there. Some of the homes border, I guess that's going to be the Pig River.
That's right.
But I've been fortunate to sell some properties in here. It's a very private setting, not too far from Rocky Mount. Again, very close to Wade Park, which is all kinds of activities and soccer fields, baseball fields, bike trails, some kayaking. We have a takeout there, or put in, depending when you want to start. But this is a very nice log cabin. Of course, it's going to be very rustic with this carport. Coming up, we'll show you a really nice detached. It's more than a garage, it's actually a workshop, and that's a great feature. Another great feature to take advantage of this very private setting is that covered wraparound front and side porch. You can see here's the carport on the left, a nice log home. Here's that covered wraparound porch I mentioned. And you step inside, of course, it's going to be a rustic home with logs, and you see the nice stone backdrop there for the wood stove, cathedral ceiling with wood. Of course, wood flooring throughout. I've been in this home, I think it shows very well. Large entry-level master suite. Lots of storage. Altogether, this is a 3-bedroom, 3 full-bath home. Also, the lower levels finished very well. Lots of storage and, of course, finished living space in that lower level. Good view of the back of the home, seeing the carport on the right, covered deck on the left, the porch. Here's the detached building I mentioned. It has a lean-to on the left. If I'm not mistaken, it has a lift in here.
There's a lift, it's a two-car garage there.
It may not convey, but it's just set up to be more than just, excuse me, a detached garage.
Sure.
It's that plus a nice workshop. So again, if you're looking for a private setting, 5 acres, consider this home a little bit west of Rocky Mount. Again, very close to Wade Park. Shows very well.
So we're going to come Webster Road with the Glade Hill address is the next property we're going to bring to you. 2,750 square feet. You've got a full walkout basement there, 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. We're here on Webster Road. We're not far here from Cable 12. But, get a chance to step inside and get a chance to see the living room, and there's a stone fireplace. We're coming around to the dining area, the kitchen, chance to see that. There's of course the back deck off the back side of the home. It does sit on 1 acre, so you've got some room to stretch out. Got this detached garage, 18 by 25, which would make it ideal for storage of lawn equipment, whatever you might have. Maybe a kayak to put in the Pig River, or we're not too far from Smith Mountain Lake, and here on Webster Road you get a chance to, lots of opportunity there for storage here on Webster Road in Glade Hill. I'd love to show that one to you. If you're interested, give us a call.
Here's a unique property, just a little bit west of Rocky Mount. A lot of viewers might remember that what is now Barfoot West used to be Route 40. And so when you cross the Pig River, the curve that is Barfoot West has been straightened out. So the point is Barfoot West is a state road, but it's not a lot of through traffic because, again, the road has been straightened. But this property fronts Route 40, Barfoot West, and the Pig River. Have a survey of the property. You have an opportunity to have some good views of the river, be extremely private setting, yet just outside the town limits by roughly a couple miles. We do have a survey of the property. Stave Mill runs from 40 over to 6 Mile Post. That's a state road, and it's another way to get to the river near this property. But we'll be glad to show you the survey. 5 acres, just a little bit west of Rocky Mount. And this great combination of privacy and convenience to the town of Rocky Mount.
Bring with you the next 3 listings we're going to talk about are all very close together. Sitting here, this one's on Callaway Road, 0.82 acres. But a great listing from that standpoint. You looking for a place to build a home with some unbelievable views, this would be a great spot to take a look at that. But this is Callaway Road. Then right next to it we've got Keith's Place Drive. This is on there at the Dannington subdivision. It's 2.17 acres. Again, just some unbelievable views here from this property here on Keith's Place Drive. We're going to stay there in the same area, Dannington, and 1.8 acres on Kyle's Court. Again, some great views. We'll be glad to share with you any sort of restrictions and so forth. But if you're looking for a great place to build a new home, this would be a great spot to check out. This is Kyle's Court there in Rocky Mount. Guys, we're going to maybe have to catch up with these commercial listings next time. We certainly do appreciate you joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again on the Mountain to Lake Realty Showcase.
Yeah, thanks for watching.